Greetings.
The Worms are kind enough, though perhaps a bit mad to be living in this forest. The Worms know talent when they see it. I practically run this lodge for them. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, stay away from the star camp up the road if you can. Run by the travelers, bunch of damn thieves. Lost nearly everything while dicing to them. Our house is leasing me this shirt for 1/3 of my wages, and it's got holes in it. Don't listen when people tell you that travelers only value the freedom to do what they wish. They also value what's in your pocket, and whatever else they can take from you. And that includes stripping your shirt from your back. Goodbye.
Welcome to our haven in the Sidhe. I am Citric Vorm. My brother Arhaus and I give assistance to any wayfarer that may need it. You look a lot more hearty than the sort we typically get here. You might be able to help me. We lost our parents when I was young, and since then, he's always looked out for me. When he went to sea, I followed him. When he settled here, I did the same. My brother hired him, although I don't know why. Whenever there's work to do, Gunnar seems to disappear. We do allow strangers to stay here from time to time, though for a small fee. Would you like to rent a room? Let me know if you change your mind. It can be pretty exhausting out there in the Sidhe. Me? I don't have much to tell. I followed my brother to sea after our parents died. I enjoyed being on the ship. There was a solace there. But the ports, I cared little for the crowds. I know our house misses the ocean, but I love the solitude of the forest. A dangerous place, to be sure, but I find its dark depths peaceful, the solitude a welcome change over the bustling ports of Rathir. But it's not without its lighter side. Just the other day, I saw Arhaus go sprinting by with a brownie attached firmly to his arse. I've never laughed so hard. We've had several visitors from Detir tell us that they were savagely ambushed by brownies. Unusual. Brownies of the Sidhe are not that aggressive. They mostly keep to themselves and only attack when approached. If there is indeed a group of brownies ambushing travelers, then those monsters need to be taken care of. Good. I'll see that you are rewarded for your efforts. I still have trouble believing those brownies would be so aggressive. Most unusual. It's a barren desert full of greedy miners and vicious bandits. Arhaus and I did our best to avoid it when we traveled here, and I'd suggest you do the same. If there are indeed a group of brownies attacking people, then you must put a stop to it. Follow the trail to Detir. It is in the southern Sidhe. Find the brownies, get rid of them. Good hunting.
Welcome to our lodge. Surprised you made it out here by yourself. The Sidhe is a dangerous place. Lucas Soren, the poor soul in the next room. She did not fare so well. The Worms have always been traders. I took to the sea early in my life. I always knew I was going to captain my own ship. But fate has its way with you at times. After Rathir, I needed to get as far away from the sea as I could. I do miss the ocean. but I've come to realize that there are other joys in life. Gunnar showed up one day begging for help. Said he was a poor miner from Caer who lost his job when his mine shut down. Not sure I believe him, though. Hired him more out of pity than anything. Not sure he can actually do anything useful. Gunnar showed up. Said he was hired him more out of pity than anything. She managed to tell me her name before passing out. That and a thresh had attacked her. I tried to help her as best I could. Even gave her my room to recover in. But nothing has helped. I'm afraid it's only a matter of time. The great Gokkelfar city in eastern Erethel. A great port with many a profit to be found. We must have sailed in and out of there more than any other port in the continent. But war has changed Rathir. They're not as friendly as they used to be. My younger brother. After I went to sea, he couldn't wait to join me. Our parents wouldn't let him. Said he was too young. But after they died, the sea was the only place for him to go. After the trouble in Rathir, I told him he didn't have to come with me, but he insisted that families stick together. This forest has been trying to kill me ever since we got here. It's not boggarts springing out of the bushes, it's brownies trying to take a bite out of my arse. I tell you, I much prefer the ocean. At least the things trying to eat me there are down under the water. She was attacked by a thresh. Normally a fatal encounter in and of itself. Barely managed to make it here before passing out. That wasn't enough. She's had a rare reaction to the thresh's usually benign venom. Only thing that will save her is a rare plant found in the Sidhe. But I cannot venture out to get one. I tried, but the forest is not like the sea. I got turned around so many times I felt like the trees were dancing around me. It's just too far into the Sidhe. I could not make it. You will? Well, if you manage to bring me one, I'll reward you with what I can. I've heard that seerstalk grow near flowing, misting water, so you might try following the river north. I thought I heard the roar of waterfalls when I once wandered up there, but I didn't go far enough to find out. The Sidhe, you know? I haven't seen one myself, but I've heard they're dangerous things. Demented trees with branches sharp as razors. Normally they're surrounded by boggarts, so if you see any of those, keep your eyes open. The thresh may not be far behind. Seerstalk is supposed to grow near flowing, misting water. Follow the river to the northern Sidhe. I'm sure I've heard waterfalls in the distance. Another time, then.
While the shaper brushed the plains with hills and wheat, and the carver moulded the deserts with a carefully measured hand, the third of the Majestics stood from the earthen cradle and beheld the glories of their work. He was the architect and carried in his mind a dream, the form of growth, a design shaped in nature, a place of wild abundance in harmony.
Of late, I have seen more and more mortals wandering the Sidhe. I find it unsettling. world is changing. The she is not as peaceful as it once was.
The architect readied himself. He construed the goods of earth and sky as tools, and weighted plans of origins, built two-piece planks for wood and stone. He began creating. Waters trickled through the Sidhe, and life sprung from the ground. The wolf and its antelope, the bear and its fish, all the work of the architect.
It is not wise for a mortal such as yourself to be wandering about the Sidhe alone.
Greetings. So, there was indeed a group of brownies attacking those on the trail to Detir. Well, here is the reward I promised for taking care of them. Still, it is strange that brownies would act in such a way. I wonder. A thresh is a vicious fey creature, a twisted spirit of the trees. You'll find them deep within the Sidhe. I steer clear of them, and I suggest you do the same. But if you find yourself up against one, set it ablaze. They make a merry bonfire. Our house found her outside one morning, barely alive, mumbling incoherently. From her ravings, our house figured that she'd been attacked by a thresh. Nasty creatures, those. Amazing that she made it so far after being so grievously wounded. I've heard of something that could make them act that aggressively, but it can't be here. We must go to Rundamir. It is the largest brownie den in the Sidhe. I'm sure we will find the answer there. Make sure you are prepared. Brownies may look weak, but they are ferocious in large numbers. After you are ready, head south. Rundamir is a fey hollow on the edge of the Sidhe. I will meet you there. We're going to Rundamir to find out why the brownies have been ambushing people in the Sidhe. Another time, then.
Greetings, Wanderer. Greetings. I cannot believe it. Here is your reward. You more than deserve it. I shall administer this to Luca at once. The seerstalk should make quick work of the venom. Safe travels.
Hello there. you've returned. Thank you, stranger. Our house tells me if it were not for you, I would not have recovered. I am not accustomed to such injury. Usually I am more than capable of taking care of myself. I have no desire to encounter that thresh again. I would not have survived if he had not found me. He's been very kind to me while I recover. I still feel weak, but I am better, thanks to you and our house. I came to the Sidhe in search of my father, who has been missing for some time. I thought he might be here, for he is obsessed with the Fey Hollows of Dalentarth. Our house was kind enough to offer lodging while I searched. He is a most interesting Varani. A quiet sort, but if you can get him to speak, he has a disarming sense of humor. He defers to our house when within the lodge, but it's Citric who takes the lead should they venture into the Sidhe. There was a time when all of Dalentarth was as the Sidhe is now. Primordial, ancient, knowing. It is a place of Fey magic, both wild and immortal. Tread carefully in its depths. Nature, for all her beauty, can be cruel. You have not seen much of the world if you know not of the travelers. Entertainers, gypsies, thieves. They go where they want, when they want, and more often than not, take what they want along the way. I hear they are always open to recruiting new blood, so if you have a talent, perhaps you should introduce yourself. You shall not find a more malevolent Fey. I had hoped to avoid them while I traversed the Sidhe. I fled as soon as I saw the thresh. I did not flee fast enough. Do not make that claim lightly, for a thresh is not something so easily overcome. In truth, I would walk easier through the Sidhe knowing the thresh has been removed. Please reconsider, for though I wish to see an end put to this creature, I would not risk your life or that of any other. If you are determined to defeat it, I will tell you where I encountered it. But go with care, for I have no desire to send you to your death. The thresh attacked me in the eastern Sidhe, south of the river. Normally, I would ask that you reconsider such a dangerous pursuit. But, because you are insistent, I shall tell you this. The thresh is in the eastern Sidhe, south of the river. Later, then.
As the architect laboured, he found an inferno. There, in the heart of the Feywood, the fire raged. It consumed all life uncontrollably. He faced the inferno, but could not quell its hunger. In despair, he looked upon the Sidhe.
Can you hear me now? It's muted somewhere. I had updated my version of Windows, and I guess when I did that, OBS reset which mic it was using. That's weird and annoying. But oh well, it's fixed now. Thank you for pointing that out, or I would have gone the whole stream without anybody being able to hear me. Mic just deciding that it would switch input is really super inconvenient for me for when I try to put this up on YouTube later. Thanks, Microsoft. No objects to find. Those are some big lanterns. The thing about the rivers is something I wish they'd change if they do a full revamp of the game, especially the ones where you can see the full river path. Yeah, it's not just that you can see the river path, but sometimes they're just not accessible. Like, I don't remember where, but there are only a few places where you can actually get from like a river course into one of these areas. I don't remember where, to be honest. I haven't explored all of them, or really kept track of which ones will let you. But yeah, it is odd that you can't use a river to get from one area to another.
Saw the saplings nourished by the gentlest of touches. He went to the river and said, "Follow this path and you will never run dry." The river changed its course and fell onto the blaze. A tired sigh escaped the water. It remains as an azure mist upon the land, ringing with fate's song. Its broomy brow left a sheen of rich dew on every leaf and blade of grass. I've been here before. I ran past here
After crossing this bunch of basins. I came round past here, I think. Yeah, I came up to here. So I wonder why it didn't appear until now. The reason I'm running away from the thrush instead of fighting it is because I want it to return to being, well, at least slightly dormant. I think it will still be alert, but I will at least be able to sneak up on it this way. Oh hey, I think there was a lore stone up here. I heard something. Oh no, I heard something, but obviously I heard that rather than a lore stone hum. Oh well. Because thresh are way, way easier to kill if you backstab them really hard first. Just fucking face one direction, please. What's this? Might. I don't recognize the type of material. Oh well, I'll just have off with it. Because it's like it's not azurite, I don't think. But it's also not steel. Ah, yes. What do these do? Ice. Ooh. Plus 4% gold drops. Stolen from a Varani barrow, these deadly blades whisper softly to their bearer of treasure hidden beyond the realms of mortal sight. So it does ice damage and improves gold drops. That's nice. Unique weapons sometimes have a custom look you can't forge at all. Yeah. And these will do as well. Because they've got a unique appearance in the icon. Shame you can't, like, if you... I don't know whether you can break down unique weapons, but it'd be nice if you did, if you were able to, and if you did, it'd be nice if the blades you got retained the shape that they have, you know, in this appearance. Oh, at least she's holding these azurite chakrams correctly. Death time. You horrible little weirdos. And there's... I think this is Bloody Bones. Oh, no. That's the stone. How is this coming Famine was supposed to be an Iskaru. Steel, no, I don't care about that. Or really about the steel gauntlets. That's super weird.
The fire's abated, the rock cloven by time, and the cascade sauntering through this vale. The architect finished crafting the Sidhe. This haunting beauty, a mystic requiem for the fading of Ashara's other children. It will forever remain the body of the forest, built from an ordered wilderness, constructed by a natural chaos.
It's weird that there is nothing between minor and greater potions.
Good. You made it. It is as I feared. A Croddock has made its lair at the bottom of this hollow. We will need to find it and kill it.
Hate Croddocks.
It is a Fey hollow on the southern edge of the Sidhe. The brownies that inhabit it have never been more than a nuisance, until now. Hard to believe she came so close to death now that she's recovered so quickly. Our house has been showing her around the lodge and talking her ears off about his days as a sea captain. Funny, I've never seen our house act like that around anyone before.
You might be getting a sister-in-law soon.
Croddock are vile beasts, which feast on the flesh of the dead. For some reason, brownies flock to them, eager to act as soldiers, often bringing back kills so the Croddock can feast. Be wary of Croddock. Their spit is deadly. The Croddock is sending the brownies of Rundamir out to collect corpses for it to feed on. That is the reason they've been ambushing wayfarers in the Sidhe. We must find it and destroy it. Be careful. The teeth of a brownie can leave a hideous scar.
Yeah, Croddocks are horrible. Like giant scorpion centaurs that can spit poisonous. Like it buzzes and moves like flies, but it's more like a gas. It looks like in appearance. A bit difficult to define, really, but it definitely looks unpleasant. And hopefully this guy won't die on this mission. I hate it when characters get railroaded into death by cutscenes. Yeah, it's all warded chests. Croddocks are huge too, yeah, they're real big. They have no business being that large. Oh, that's a pool of poison. Isn't that fun? Did it run in and poison itself? What an idiot thing. I hope you're not going to run into this pool of poison. Ah, nuts. I stepped in Get out of the poison, you fucking numpty. What's in here? Oh, it's just a lookout over here. How are his arrow shots homing in on that brownie? Is it gonna run around and show up in a little bit? Oh well, it's fine if it does. I don't care. Junk. I'd really like to be able to sneak up on this Croddock and backstab it, but I don't think that I'll be able to. In part because I expect that it will be alert and looking towards the direction that you approach from. Oh, the brownie went back. Okay. And also, I mean, this dude's not going to be very good at stealth, I don't expect. Oh, it looks like it is in repose. That was easier than I was expecting.
It is done. With the Croddock dead, the brownies should cease their ambushes and the trail to Detir will be safe again. Thank you for your help. I would not have been able to defeat the monster on my own.
That's fine.
Goodbye.
I would say he's a bit odd, just running off, leaving me here, but I did defeat that Croddock fairly handily. So he's obviously not worried about my ability to stay alive. If anything, I'm a bit worried about his ability to stay alive. But he seems largely fine. Oh, he's about to run into these guys. Has he teleported away? Oh no, he's run off. Okay, fair enough. I'd be more inclined to use experience boosters if they lasted longer, but they don't. They last like 30 seconds, if that. I was just wondering whether the area down there is accessible, but I don't think that it is, because if it were, a hidden door symbol would have shown up on the map somewhere. You don't have to... Once your detect hidden is high enough, you don't actually need to go up to a hidden object to find it. It will appear... Well, hidden doors appear on the minimap. Well, on the main map as well. So it shouldn't have been... Like, it shouldn't be that it's not possible to see even on the minimap if there were one. How difficult is this? Hard. No, I don't think I'll bother. Get a large chunk of XP for turning in missions, so maybe drink it then. Yeah, I guess I could do that. If I remember. Oh yeah, it was in junk, wasn't it?
Hello.
You are a force to be reckoned with. It's not easy to defeat such a vicious monster. Please, take this reward. My heart will no longer be filled with dread when I venture into the Sidhe. Later, then.
Greetings.
Halfway to 17. I don't know whether that helped much, but... yes. Ooh, improved frosted handle. Nice. Oh right, the other stuff was blue, wasn't it? So I can't... Oh, no, I didn't actually mean to do that, but that's fine.
Hello.
Is it Tim, isn't it? With
Welcome
the shop.
back. What can I do for you?
Junk.
Safe travels.
I'm just going to nip to my home in Caer so I can deposit some items in my stash. Let's visit House. I might well be sent here, actually, to do a thing. Maybe I should visit Nyralim instead. And see if he gives me any missions, and then Issa. Yeah, that's the only way I got 232 gold from that Storm Sprite champion, and then another 70-something from Find Hidden. So where did I go rooting around on the body of that Fey champion? Oops. Hit the wrong key.
Another mortal, but not like the others. You are welcome here. Nyralim has been waiting.
One of these things is not like the others.
The wise tree knows all of time, but shares it with no one. The Maid, convinced of Olain's threat, agreed to free the town. The people offered thanks and praise, and quietly she went her ways. Once the ill were brought to health, and the villain had fallen by, but Olain returned to mortal ground, and gifted them with magic found.
I don't know why the game thinks you need masses and masses of black cohosh, but oh well. Maybe it's just supposed to indicate that it's a very common
Come
plant.
closer, little curiosity.
I'd forgotten that happens. I'm amazed I've got any grip running on this very smooth and mossy section of wood. Like, wood's not great, especially smooth wood isn't great for grip. Hello, tree friend.
The curious one seeks a way to the Fae, but it has found its way to the boughs of the world tree instead. Rest, quickling, and I may study you. Look around you, and I am all that you can see. My roots spread across Dalantarth. My leaves read the winds from Frostbrine Coast to Alabastra. My family and I circle this world. We were saplings when your kind emerged from the dark, and we will grow with you until this world burns once again.
That's ominous. But it also implies that the world goes in cycles.
My roots spread wide and deep, and I have heard what brought you here, but I cannot see where you go hence. The time of the Fae is passing. I must shelter them in their twilight, and protect them from the Prismere corruption that spreads in their kin. The gardens of fate are clear to me, and all that ever shall be are visible in its blooms. Issa's end has always been certain. Buried beneath Prismere blades, I can only hold back the tide. But you, perhaps you can change the currents. Where you tread, you mark all you touch. Before I would help you, I must know. Will you be a kind gardener, or a careless reaper?
Didn't notice that before. Where is Frostbrine? I assume Frostbrine is... It sounds like a northern thing. North thing on the sea, so like... Norway. Change Issa's fate. I don't know which of these will tell him that I'm a kind gardener. I guess this probably...
Like all quicklings, you are eager to act. I would rather see the method of your action. A tribe of trolls has been corrupted with Brismere. Their matriarch, Nash, has united the clans in the first step on the path of Dalantarth's demise. You can change this fate, but to what? In doing so, you may awaken a more dangerous threat, like your ally, Aelin Shear.
I mean, that's patently false. So I'll find out what he knows about her. Or it, maybe. I don't know that... Well, trees can have gender, can't they? And it's sapient, so maybe it's decided on one for itself. Anyway.
She walks a dark and tangled path. A path you once walked together, before you died. But your path is your own now. Defeat Nash, remove the taint of Brismere. Then I shall see who you are, if not who you will become.
I think Nash is in the dam in Haxie that we couldn't access before. I mean, it was marked on the minimap, but the entrance was full of rocks.
Aelin Shear is a mystery and a simplicity. She is focused in a way few quicklings are. Her dedication is true, but I do not know the cause. Together you have walked dark paths beneath my boughs. You knew one another before your death, or thought you knew each other. Like the sun in the sky, they knew me when I was a sapling, and they will know me when I rot. But they will never know change, nor how to save themselves from their patterns. Only one Fae has ever truly changed, and he now leads an army to destroy your kind.
What about Infaminir? He seems to have changed into a Niskaru.
The fates of quicklings are very simple. Growing, consuming, expanding, dying, and always rushing predictably along your paths. You are unique among them. You decide your own direction. But does that mean you will choose anything different?
Yes.
The troll matriarch. Brismere has corrupted her, making her cruel, cunning, and far more ambitious than her brethren. She bears the marks of the Tuatha, and she shares their murderous intent. I am as world trees have ever been since the dawn of time. I watch, I understand, and I remember. To creatures of flesh like yourself, Brismere is a powerful tool to harness magic. But to creatures of pure magic, like Tuatha or trolls, Brismere is so much more. To them, it is a curse, a blessing, and a rapture all in one. It drives them and consumes them. And to the weak-willed, it corrupts them utterly.
He said world tree in plural. Yeah, he mentioned when he and his brethren were saplings in an earlier line as well. So obviously world trees are a species that encircle the earth, or, well, encircle Amalur. And maybe are linked in some kind of hive mind. Well, maybe not a hive mind, he's talking as an individual here, but like in some kind of sequence.
I can no longer ignore the quicklings like your kind who rush through the world, ever anxious, ever eager, ever evolving, but never changing. Fools who hack at my roots and burn. and sometimes sages who hang from my branches and learn. The last great Fey city, at once the birth of their dream, the throne of their great realm, and the deathbed of their kind. In thanks to High King Titarian, my boughs stand vigil over their city in their twilight. Only by my leave may visitors see them in their weakness. The troll matriarch and her brood await at Haxi. Their corruption burns my roots and threatens our future. Walk your path and watch your ally.
They did quite a good job of avoiding making this place feel like the Night Elf areas in World of Warcraft, like Teldrassil. And, well, I mean the north half of Kalimdor continent, really. A lot more earthy tones, greens and browns and so on. Night Elves in World of Warcraft have a tendency to use white stone quite a lot. And blue glowing wisps for light. It's annoying that the location wasn't discovered. I guess I'll go to Sunder Caverns. Did I visit the Sunder Caverns before? I don't remember. Lockpicks. Need some of them. Keep breaking them. Some rubbish at picking locks. Am I being followed by... Yes, I am. Mergen and a troll. Troll. Oh well. That was the sound of the Prismere charging up for exploding. To explode. Kind of hoping that using my boom ridiculous pose it's stuck in. Just in case I didn't know that this is where I was supposed to go, with the help of the circle on the minimap, there's also a little gold arrow hanging out down the tunnel. Good to know. Oh hey, Tail and Cheer. Still
I thought I'd find you here.
How did you get in?
If you were anyone else, I'd say it was destiny. But in this case, it was that damned tree. He's got roots and branches all through this forest. He said we should walk this path together. Thought I could help you. Or maybe that you could help me.
I don't think he did, you know. I think you're making up excuses. He said that we did walk our paths together before. Mic volume seems to be lower than the game. That's annoying. I mean, it shouldn't be. I'm also not really supposed to be talking over the voice actors, so I'm not that bothered about being quieter, really.
The gardens of Issa, home of the Summer Fae, once spread from the forests of Dalentar, across the plains of Erethel, and even through the deserts of Ditir. Between the madness of the war and the spread of man, Alfar, and Gnome, the Summer Fae lose a little more ground every day. A tragedy for them. I've never met Nash. Trolls and Doppelfar rarely invite each other to tea. But if she's matriarch of a clan, you can be sure that she's strong. And if she's so corrupted that Nyralim is nervous about her, then she must pose a bigger threat than most trolls. Let's not keep Nash waiting.
But you're the one that fucking stopped me here. Oop, there's another thing to find. Oh yeah.
Trolls aren't normally this well organized. Even the biggest clans never built dens this deep.
Oh, it's Scuttle Crab. Hello. Shame I can't sneak up on it.
Pathetic.
Certain gets hit. And I get hit as well. Although I wasn't talking about trash talking the trolls. In the lake. There we go.
One step closer.
Why they've got? I mean, do they need to eat meat? Oh, interesting. There's a... Oh, it's above us. Okay. We're going to go around and come up, obviously. Okay.
What are the two Arthur doing here? This is your end.
Killed the poor scuttle crowd.
That'll do.
Wow, tendons. Okay. What's glowing from under there? One of them's facing this way and one of them's almost facing this way. So, oh, and they've also seen us whilst I was deciding whether to try and stick on them or not. It wouldn't have worked anyway.
Clumsy fools.
Oh, hidden thing back here. Pile of rocks. Pile of rocks. That's way better. Let's put it on. It's even got slots for gemstones. Which I shall...
If these trolls ever went on a rampage, they could destroy half of Dalentar.
Well, there's not much in Dalentar, to be fair, so it's not really a surprise. But mostly what we've met so far is Tuatha, not trolls. I mean, yes, okay, here is another troll. It's completely vertical. I can't backstab it. Which is annoying. Wonder whether we can sneak away. No.
No more delay. No more delays. That'll do.
Ooh, over 1,000 gold. Nice. I'll have that. Push them out the way. Wonder what he was doing. Just driving a log into a rock wall for no reason. I don't like when the camera shakes for no reason like that. I mean, obviously it's trying to warn me of something, but I would rather an audio cue, not camera shake. Ah, they're all facing away. Makes things easier. I can pickpocket him. Oh, I didn't have the right Maybe I should have tried pickpocketing.
No more delay.
Yep, I'm quite thorough. I might be able to break them down for components. Pile of rocks. Nice. Interesting. What do you do? Theron's Legion is renowned as the elite shock troops of the Alpha army. This Shos belonged to the captain of the Legion who died in battle against the Tuatha. There's quite a lot of bonuses for a full set, isn't it? I might have another piece of that somewhere. Well, in my stash in my home. But of the Legion sounds fairly familiar.
Looks like the Tuatha have been working here for a long time. If they've come this far inland, we're all in grave danger.
Can I sneak up? No, trolls see us. So it's probably not worth trying.
Don't expect mercy.
I'm using if enemy collisions were on. I do like lucky guesses. What are you? Private project of the Court of Summer enchanter infatuated with the ornamental styles of the Arathi ruins. Nice. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, it's a sword, so I'm probably not going to use it, but... Ice hindrance. Oh yeah, that's just going to protect you from ice, isn't it? To a little degree. Ooh, it's a great sword. Yeah, definitely not going to wield that, but that is very nice. I mean, I'll swing it around a bit. Hide, gold coins, knights leggings. How are they? Not quite as good in terms of armor. But they do have a pair of sockets, so it might be worth breaking them down. And I'm not going to craft anything with the lambent shards because I can't actually... Oh, I can't... Yeah, I could upgrade lambent to pristine, but then I can't actually use pristine shards to make gems. What stuff do I have that needs stuff. Okay. I don't think I'm going to switch out to those because the armor from them is way worse. Not to mention the fact that I get bonus health regen from these. But I do want an armor socket and a utility socket. Just extra armor. And extra armor. Elemental resistance. Let's have extra armor, I think. And one of these combinations gave health as well, I think. Ooh, health regen per second. Yes, let's have that. Although... damage during daytime. Yeah, 1.5 health regen per second. That's better. Let's have that. Might as well. Socket gems. Wish this would indicate whether you've got it equipped. There we go. There's nothing here. Oh no, there's a troll up there. Okay. Modern, elegant, and ornamented version of a traditional Varani war priest robe. Not as good. I could probably break it down for parts. Plate. These are probably azurite plate, actually. Let's take them, and I might be able to break them down for parts, if I'm lucky. I'm not going to be able to sneak up on this troll because it's facing us. Double attack.
This is This is your end. That'll do.
What's called the crab? Serrated scales. Oh, what do they do? Bleeding resistance, poison resistance. It's not really that interesting. Oh. Level up. Persuasion. Make my blocking better. And improve my poison.
Nice work. I see you haven't forgotten how to handle yourself in a fight. Still, this is bad. I didn't think the Tuatha would reach this far. At least not so soon. Obviously, the Tuatha have bigger plans than just killing you. Infusing the trolls with Prismere, trying to bring the war to Dalentar? Nyralim was right to be concerned.
I like that there's scuttle crab in the background whenever the camera looks at me.
Aren't I always? But have patience. For now, why not take comfort in knowing that you saved Nyralim and his forest? Go, talk to the tree. I'm sure he'll allow you into Issa. I'll stay here and finish off any remaining Tuatha.
What remaining Tuatha? There was one route through this cave, and we both walked it.
You can tell the old mossy log yourself. I'll be tracking down any other Tuatha that may have come this far west. I'll find you again when the time is right.
Which means you'll be no use until you decide to show up again. Cripple Spore. It's warded. Oh. You wanna go? Yeah, let's scrap, do you? There was treasure from this one. Shop and blacksmith. I'll break stuff down there and sell junk, I think. Azurite mitt, nice one. Azurite headdress, ooh, greater restoring bindings. Also good. Basic trim, knight's leggings. Greater hardened grip. Nice. That's good. Studded leather mitt. Don't really care about that. Alright. Sell the rest.
Greetings. Welcome back. What can I do for you? Safe travels.
Do I have a necklace equipped? Yes. Trickster necklace, finesse abilities. Right. Okay. Forgotten about that.
Welcome back. What can I do for you? She's made a remarkable recovery. I knew she was a fighter. I don't know what her business in the She is, but I'm hoping she might stay a while longer. Farewell.
The things that Luca said about how she came to be here indicate that she should have told them. Why? I don't know why the stories don't match
You have
up.
returned.
No, okay.
Farewell.
Greetings.
I was hoping there might be something new from her, but no. Hello, mossy log. Back to bother you.
You return, and in your wake, Dalentarth blossoms. The flow is rearranged, now and forever. Nash's brood is at an end. You have destroyed what was written, and made a new fate for Dalentarth. Even your darkest ally walks a lighter path.
I don't know that Aelin Shearer is really my ally.
And yet the Tuatha still spread, marching with Prismere and pain. You have only delayed our doom.
Yeah, they're knobheads like that, aren't they?
You have the power of an immortal, and yet the humility to ask for help. Little one, I envy your grace. You shall carry my blessings with you. You must know this, Quickling. The age is changing. Immortals are passing, and the future belongs to the young races. If there is a future to be had. Go, and stand at the heart of the She. There you will find Issa. And perhaps you will find wisdom as well.
Ooh, Nyralim's Grace. I don't think I got that last time.
Nash and her brood would have spread across Dalentarth and brought the taint of Prismere with them. So it forever was to be, until you set about to stop it. Only the path of your own choosing. Stand at the heart of the She, and if that path includes the gardens of Issa, I shall allow it.
Cool.
May your path be long and evergreen.
Ooh, yes, let's find out what that thing I got from him was. Nyralim's Grace. Elemental resistance. I wish I'd got something a bit better than elemental resistance. The living sap of Nyralim, fashioned into an ornate and slightly sticky pendant by the great tree's tenders. To its wearer, it conveys the vitality and resilience of nature itself. It smells like aged oak, cherry blossoms, and benevolence. Well, that sounds lovely. I just wish that it was, you know, useful. Got some objects to put in here. Weapons, something of the Legion. Oh, that's the only thing of the Legion I've got. Okay. I thought that I'd have another thing of the Legion. Oh, let's check out what the frost robes look like, shall we? Before we leave them here. Okay. Smashing. Hey, hold on. Is that a hidden... location that... well, can I get to it? Is really the main thing.
Hello, stranger.
I helped you find out what happened to your family. I'm not a stranger. You weirdo. Oh, yeah. Oh no, hold on. Over this side. Was he doing push-ups? Aha! Superior Curious. Oh, I don't think it is, you know. Oh, and now he's doing squats. I can sell some junk. Hi, welcome, Sam, bro.
I'm sorry but you've
Yes,
saved
I've heard
us.
that stuff before. So junk. Clothes. Nice.
Billis and I thank you for that, and wish I had something for your trouble. I'll give you all I can. We
Goodbye.
don't spare you.
Bit weird that she's only got the one farewell voice line that's like from before you deal with the widow in the area. Let's go to Ardwath and visit Issa from there. Hopefully visiting Issa will get me missions for one of the two places here that I haven't explored yet. But to be honest, I'm not holding my breath. Don't really want to fight Boggarts and Thresh just at the moment. The easiest way to deal with a Thresh is to sneak up on it and backstab it, but you can't do that whilst it's got Boggarts hanging out, because they'll spot you. Ah, the way is opened. Hurrah. So if I wanted to actually kill that Thresh, I would need to lure away, well, kill the Boggarts, run away, wait for the thresh to lose interest, and then sneak up on it. It's weird that there's no voice lines over this. It's a very pretty city. But yeah, very weird that there wasn't anything over it, like no music, just the sound of birdsong. Hello, Fae peoples. God.
Keep all of your weapons sheathed and do not use magic. This city is a safe area.
Move along. I must not be bothered.
She can't be bothered.
Welcome to the Gardens of Issa, home of the Summer Court and the warm heart of the Feylands. It is a rare occasion for us to welcome a child of dust into Issa, but it is equally rare that Nyralim chooses a champion. Pleased to meet you. I am Chancellor to the High King. I pray you enjoy our hospitality. High King Caer is Lord of the Summer Fae, the font of all our wisdom, and first amongst the immortals. And since Godflow tragically murdered the High King of the Winter Court, Caer is the greatest and last true leader left of our kind.
I'm amazed they know that happened.
The sapling of the World Tree bears centuries of great wisdom. Of course, long-lived as Nyralim is, it is still regrettably mortal. Even all greatest mortal wisdom cannot compare to the perspective given by true agelessness. Begging your pardon, of course.
I wonder how many of them are still, like, actually the originals. Because the thing about Fae is that they live in cycles. They spring forth from their hollows. They have stalks left over after they're emerged. Apparently. And it's unclear to me whether they are, like, functionally immortal but can die... well, obviously they can die to misadventure because I've seen Fae die. But I wonder whether they are actually capable of just continuing to live so long as they don't get hurt. Because most Fae live in cycles, so they preserve their history in oral traditions, and once they get a bunch of people together who take on the role of, for example, I have taken on the role of Sir Sagril in the House of Ballads, but previously it was held by a Fae. And I think I'm the 6th. Someone is the 6th of their role, and I don't remember. Is it King? Was it one of the king? Is it the king of the House of Ballads? Wenson. There's been 6 of them. I remember.
We are the Summer Court, the very embodiments of courage, honor, and all things bright and proud. Some envious few in the Winter Court would call us arrogant and self-righteous, as well as all manner of other epithets. But remember, we are the ones who stayed true to tradition, while they turned to barbarism. The Tuatha find new recruits from our ranks.
I think the idea is they don't age and reincarnate when killed. To what degree they reincarnate, I'm not sure. They may retain some quantity of memory when they're reborn, or it might be that when a new when a new Fae emerges from their hollow, they meet other Fae and, like, learn about the cycle anew. Because, like, when you gain the role of Sir Sagril, there are other people, other Fae, aiming to take on the role. They're competing, trying to gain the role of Sir Sagral at the same time. And you join the competition. So it's obvious that the same Fae reincarnated does not always fill the same role every time. Like, a Fae who has reincarnated can come along and pick up a role. Like King Wenson, the current King Wenson isn't the reincarnation of the previous Wenson, I don't think. I think he's just the most recent Fae who was brave enough to take on the role of Wenson, or wanted the glory of taking on the role of Wenson.
The ranks of the Fae were not always sullied by the presence of anything so coarse as the Tuatha. Once, the summer and winter courts existed in harmony. But Gadflow perverted the winter court with talk of his new god, and from that poison, the Tuatha arose. Too many mortals misunderstand the winter court. Our cold cousins are not evil, but merely evoke the darker truths of nature, from subtlety to decay. Perhaps it makes sense that children of dust are put off by those who embody their inevitable death, but it is regrettable that so many are misunderstood.
Yeah, the Fae have some concept of position that's a role in society, and then they use that name. Yeah. So it's unclear to me how much a newly born Fae emerging from its hollow remembers of previous cycles and previous tellings. Like, it might just be that Hallam the White and Tatarian are super old, long-lived Fae who just haven't died yet, and are therefore the source of oral tradition for the Fae, and it's them basically keeping the tellings going and the cycle going. Where if they didn't have elders who were still alive, they wouldn't have this. They wouldn't have retained their cultural knowledge necessarily, or it's unclear how much a Fae remembers and whether they genuinely reincarnate, or whether maybe it's just like when a Fae dies, a new Fae that isn't their direct reincarnation, just a new Fae, emerges from their hollow. I don't really want to say hatch, because that would imply eggs, and they're not born either, so just emerge from their hollow. Fae also have methods of recording information in non-written form too. Yes, that's true. They do have the lore stones, the echo stones. So maybe the Fae find those stones, listen to them, and get their records of their culture from that. I don't know. I mean, it's perfectly acceptable to conjecture over it, but the game doesn't actually tell you, which I find disappointing.
Truly a place of wonder, as it has always been and always shall be. Here springs the life well of Dalentarth, and the greater Phalanx in all directions. It is a pity that some of our kind have fallen to such degenerative states, but we cannot shed a tear for their weakness.
Excuse
we are quite
me,
aware of the
mortal.
conditions on the outside, but it is not our way to interfere. If the Great Cycle calls for conflict, then there will be destruction.
That's Dokkelfar.
I met with the Court of Summer just recently. Tatarian was quite gracious, although he didn't grant any of my requests.
Please, come forward into the light of the font. Don't linger there. I need to see you. Closer. Ah, nothing noble about you. That must mean you're the one Erwin is expecting on the trellis. Go there, but be sure to retire to Felltown when you're finished.
What? Welcome, by the way, Darkstar. Yep. This is a new game. It's not the updated version of Reckoning. This isn't re-Reckoning, it's just Reckoning. Because I already owned Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning before I knew about the re-Reckoning re-release. Yeah, this is one of those games where your gear determines how you look. Oh, right. Sorry, I don't remember whether you have watched previous streams, Darkstar, but yeah, so your gear affects the appearance. So if I was wearing plate armor, then I would be in different armor, and materials also have a different appearance. So like this is studded leather, which is kind of grey-black with bronzish looking or brassy looking studs, and the previous version, boiled leather, is kind of red and black.
High King Caer fulfills his role as our wise ruler. He gathers around him the bravest and most gifted advisors, and together they make up the Court of Summer. Like his predecessors, Caer's goal is to maintain the Great Cycle, and to keep the balance that has sustained us for all these many seasons. It is a special district set aside for the young races. A haven, if you will. We encourage you to stay within its confines for your own protection. Do not worry. Felltown has the amenities that your kind need to lead a mortal life, such as merchants, a smithy, and a tavern for evening exploits.
Safe from what? What do you have running around Issa that isn't safe for mortals?
The gardens have been here since the first of our kind sprang forth. Only in the last few mortal years have we chosen to make it known to your people. With good reason. This is a safe place, and we intend to keep it that way. To that end, we ask mortals to adhere to the Peace Edict, which forbids weapons in the city.
Yeah, evening exploits. It's interesting to note that when you listen to Lorestone tellings of previous stories, particularly Sagril is noted as being quite a womanizer, or previous versions of Sagril in previous tellings are quite libidinous. So it's clear that the Fae are not like entirely above it all. They're carnal creatures as well. They just like to be aloof.
Every living creature in our world is part of a chain of death and rebirth, even the Fae. However, when we pass into the flow of our great cycle, we return again.
Yeah, to what extent they remember previous incarnations is still not clear to me.
The king rules from his throne high above on the font, and he has done so for many seasons. You should know this, since you've been sent to speak with him.
Probably likely to have sex while being condescending. Yeah, probably.
Most mortals in Issa are stripped of weapons upon entering the city. However, there are a few exceptions. Ambassadors and guests of the Nyralim. We do this for your own protection, of course. There is a fire in Dustling blood that must be quenched by violence. I've never understood it. The font is older than everything around you. It is the origin from which we flow. If you search for the heart of Summer Court magic, you will find the font. Once, the understyle was all around you, spreading from the garden's gates to the great trunks of the trellis. But that was before the mortals came.
Okay. I mean, you told me that you've allowed us in, so obviously the change has happened because you allowed it.
There is little
Right.
that mortals need to know about the trellis, for it is where the worthy await their moment before the High King. Everyone who stands before the light of the sun must prepare themselves, lest they be blinded. It is behind me, up the great winding stairs. Goodbye, mortal.
Font, trellis, delving hall, If I count settlers, the all-seer... Setter, the all-seer. Okay. That's a lot of shrines.
Do you surrender to the authorities' order and claim his mission?
I have faith that his order is supreme, that his gifts are eternal.
If I wanted, I could pick up all the buffs here, couldn't I?
Why are you worthy of Mithora's blessings?
What do they all do? Theoden's blessing. The war god Theoden's star shone brightly on the day you were born. Oh, that's just a blessing that I have. Okay. Death's touch, temporary divine blessing granted to you by a shrine. 15% chance to steal 20 health, and same chance to steal 20 mana per hit. Enodon's Justice, temporary divining blessing. 5% chance to critical hit, plus 25% critical hit damage. Nice. Theoden's Charge, extra 20% damage. Ethene's Wisdom, status effect durations, 15% and 20% experience bonus. So this hopefully will extend the effects of all the others by 15%, which I suppose is not that much, but better than nothing. Ooh. Health regen per sec, and minus 25% mana costs for Lyria's Blessing. Nice. Seems like the amount that is taken up by the amount of my mana bar that is taken up by the two abilities I have always running, shield and poison, isn't affected by mana cost reduction, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. You have a mission for me, you do. Hello, Britt Codgan.
I hope you're here about the job. Demand is higher than ever. I'm just too busy to deal with anything else. Sure. You want to know about me? It's understandable. You want to know who you're going into business with. A wise move. Very wise. My mother was a merchant in Rathir, and I learned the trade at her side. I took the apprenticeship with Gwenna Hand mostly to get me into Issa. Now I'm on my own.
Could I summon one of the Fae Gorta? I don't think I took that ability.
What do I know of Fae politics? I didn't even know they had a city until Gwen and I were allowed in. All I know is that there's opportunity here, thanks to the war. I can sum up the war in one word. Folly. It is folly. You will see. Everyone will see.
Oh, are you just talking about, in general, I could summon a Fae Gorta? I mean, yes, I guess, but, like, that would take up even more of my mana. I meant that it's another ability that cuts your mana, max mana supply down. Oh, okay. He looks like he wants to jump you. Maybe it's his eyes. He looks really eager. Yeah, there are a few of the Dokkelfar merchants who look kind of weirdly eager.
You think I like being confined to this cage? Think again. And after all we've done for them in this war, ungrateful creatures. It's safe, that's for sure. at least for the time being. I don't quite understand the Fae, but they definitely know how to keep a city quiet. She's the general merchant in the United Merchants delegation down the road. We've been friends for years now, I believe. A good, honest one, that Gwenna.
He also doesn't seem to have very much neck. It's like he's just got his shoulders up here, or someone pushed his head down.
Making a fortune is what? These visitors come with obscene amounts of gold or treasure. They don't mind parting with it. My plan was brilliant. I created a blade, Fae blade, of course, that makes them authentic, something all of them had to have. That's all they care about anyway, Fae souvenirs. I called it the Honor brand. Truth be told, it's dull as a stick, but it's easy to make. Listen, if you can find the parts and make them, I'll pay good money.
Character looks like touch me and you'll lose more than hand. Try me. Yeah, she definitely is not amused by any weird games. It's his padded coat adding bulk to his shoulders that makes his neck look tiny, I think. It's partly that, but there are other human models who have quite thick stuff on their shoulders, and their necks don't look quite as short as his does.
Fabulous, fabulous! You know a good deal when you see it. There aren't enough people like you in Issa. The Fae don't even use money. Can you imagine?
Yes, easily.
Once you start forging the honor brands, bring them to me and I'll provide you with just compensation.
What is an honor brand?
Not just anyone can enter the secret city of the Fae. Oh no. You need an ambassador's endorsement and written authorization, and that's just to be in the lottery. Those in the United Merchants are the lucky ones. Of course, once you see how much gold they actually make in Issa, you will no longer envy them.
Yeah, everyone's hands are huge in this game. It's just what the models look like, I guess. Well, all the male hands do. I don't know about female hands. You don't see them as often.
There should be plenty of parts around the city. For creatures with no interest in possessions, they sure know how to collect a fair amount of junk.
Okay, but what is a Fae brand actually?
Keep
an
an
honor
eye out
brand,
for
rather.
parts.
The Issa honor stuff isn't a story quest, it's more of a way to make money. Oh, okay. Like the getting Tinder Twig for what's-his-face in, oh, Jesus. Didenhill. I'm still curious about what, an honor brand is. Issa honor blades are a prestige cosmetic version of Fae blades made to be decorative and look cool. Okay. Hello, chap.
Turn away, mortal. The Den of Night is meant for the impudent. Your entrance shall be denied.
Okay. Den of Night is Issa's prison. Fair enough.
It is where the brazen and unrepentant are sent to consider their crimes. Must I point out that the Den of Night's occupants are almost always mortals? They are given time to reflect, and when they are ready, they may brave the beasts of the Hollow to return to us here on the surface.
Ah. Almost always, but not always.
It's a great privilege for mortals to reside in this, our most sacred dwelling. Try to deny your dustling impulses and resist from killing each other. My own telling has brought me here to the Gardens of Issa to act as one of its guardians and caretakers. I'll protect it from any threat, including you. Farewell.
Fair enough. Oh yeah. That's real spooky. I think you meet someone back here later in the story of the area. Oh, is it the lamps? Are they whispering for some reason? That's a bit weird.
What is it?
Hello, Squire Brio.
Oh, excellent. Another... Oh, a mortal. I don't think I could... Well, perhaps I might. Yes, of course. Why not? You, Dustling, how would you like to make some of your shiny, bright metal? What's it called? Ah, yes, gold. How would you like some of that?
Oh, you seem to have talked yourself into it, so sure. How old is this game? It was made in 2011? 2012? 2012. So it's 9 years old. Welcome, Ravenforce, by the way. They last year or in 2019 released Re-Reckoning, I think I mentioned earlier, which is this but updated. But the thing is that all they did was update the graphics and add the ability to change the camera position a bit. They didn't change any of the story. So, having bought Kingdoms of Amalur already some time ago, I decided if they haven't added anything new, I don't need a new version. Like, I already own it. I'm getting the same experience, and I'm perfectly happy with the way this looks. I think that this looks great as it does, as it is, you know. I don't think that I need the updated version, especially, as I said, because there's no story changes, so I'm just playing Reckoning, not Re-Reckoning.
Well, I've never met him, of course. Such an honor is not granted to squires. But they say he is quite incredible. As tall as a tree and radiating a great light. As though a sun burned within him. The birds sing to herald his glory.
Tall as a tree. Well, that... You can get quite short trees. I mean, maybe he counts if you say that he's as tall as an ornamental Acer, I guess. Oh, and also, I mean, you can get bonsai trees. Maybe he's less than a foot tall and still counts as taller than a tree.
I am steward of the High King's List and apprentice to the Lady of Receivership. Olana will be so displeased once she finds out I failed her so.
How have you failed her?
Few dustlings ever make their way to these gardens. I believe they fear us, as they fear the elements. As they should. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like to be called dustlings?
I don't really care, to be honest. It's more to do with the fact that until recently we didn't know that Acer existed. And then getting to come here is kind of a big deal. So the trader we just spoke to said that you have to have an introductory letter to get into the lottery to be drawn, to have the chance to be drawn to come here. So, like, it's not that we're scared.
She is well suited to her role as the Lady of Receivership, as she enjoys judging the worth of others. She has assessed me as well, and I have been found lacking.
So Olana likes to sit in judgment over people. Nice. Ah, the tattoos on his face is cool. Legit thought they were wings. Yeah, there's a lot of facial designs, even for player characters. But the Fey ones are usually very organic and swirly. That's a really strong theme in their aesthetic design. Like, you've got swirls here and swirls on the rock, swirls in the pillar. It's a bit difficult to see because this is heavily pixelated, but there's this might actually be bark texture, and this is sort of wing or leaf design. A lot of natural shapes, Art Nouveau design style in the Fae.
I enjoy my role as steward, but my fear of Lady Olana overshadows any pleasure I might find in the tasks assigned to me. She is quite critical.
So, a bitch. Not sure if those are tattoos or if face... Just, face in... What? Face in just comes that way naturally. You mean skin? I'm pretty sure it's a tattoo, because, I mean, his look like they could be like the Fae version of wrinkles, because they're slightly darker version of his facial colour, but there are others who, like, have almost black skin and have white markings on their face. I'm pretty sure that it's, tattoos. I mean, I've got a tattoo on my forehead, it's just that the fringe covers it quite well.
My role is with the Hall of Appointments, to prepare visiting ambassadors and dignitaries to meet with the Court of Summer. Right now, there are 4 terrible, regal lords and ladies that wish to see High King Tatarian, but they are a fickle lot and require extra, handling. They must enter the font in a procession, but each has his or her own preferences, and I can't afford to offend any of them.
So I need to prod them to get them to behave, do I?
Wonderful. That's one less aggravation that demands my concern. Thank you, mortal. The dignitaries have been seen about the gardens, enjoying its many splendors. I will remain here and await your advice. Everywhere. Goronet is in the Hall of Appointments, but the others are all over the city. What a nightmare. Goodbye.
Hello.
That's quite a friendly hello, wasn't it? Some of them can be quite personable. I wonder what this is. Lyceum Grove, okay. Lyceum.
Welcome.
Just want to try and find out what... oh hey, I can hand that in. Oh, no way I have that. Have I? I thought I defeated Bloody Bones. Hmm. I can find the components all over the city, though that doesn't help me determine what the components I need are. They're not marked on the map with circles, like other mission objectives are. Super unhelpful.
Greetings.
Oh, is that Silver Knight weaponry? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Nice. I'll get that eventually. I'm on Azurite at the moment.
I preferred it when the gardens were peaceful.
Good day.
Oh, only allowed in here with a key. Okay.
Enidon grant you justice.
It's a Feyblade. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Greetings.
Why, hello.
I am Viscount Setter the Allseer. Are you from the Hall of Appointments? Always a pleasure. I am at your service, fleshy master.
Sorry to bother you again. I do need to ask you a question, though.
Haven't we spoken? I don't recall. This old head is full up with dust. Order? I care nothing for order. It is the others who insist on such foolishness and frippery. However, if you are the one who determines such things, may I ask that you place me behind the warlord Wennery? I enjoy watching her backside travel. It would be best if Garnet trails far behind Great Huntress Hartman. Once at each other's throats, those two are difficult to tear apart.
Beyblade, Feyblade, let it rip. What a horrible name. Fleshy Master. Yeah. Thanks for
Always
talking.
a pleasure. I am at your service, fleshy master.
They refer to us as children of dust because we are... I guess that's another indicator of
dustlings.
What they are made of. I mean, they're kind of like plant people, I think. They have stalks. They someone made reference to something freezing your stalk in the same way that we might talk of like hair raising or chilling our spine.
This place is so gorgeous. I get lost sometimes.
Four dignitaries. I mean, I think we've got the order from him already, like... him following someone who has a nice arse, and then two others who need to be as far apart as possible. So one in front, the woman he wants to follow, him, and then the fourth, I guess. Oh yeah, different door. No, hold on. Where have I managed to... wish I could zoom out of the minimap a bit, so I could actually fucking see.
You feel it, don't you? The font's waning flow. You are intimate with the ways of magic. You're like me, youngling. You see the end.
Yeah, this would be a really nice place to walk around IRL. It probably smells amazing as well.
As it is in every season, this family of Summer Fae has communed at the feet of its greatest leader, the High King Caerian. The Western Feylands are our domain. Every season, one is chosen to attend the font's magical flow, to act as ambassador. I'm the only Fae to have held the position more than once. I feel the strength of the currents. They wash through me. They rise up and overflow. However, their power weakens. Their cool waters recede. It has been located here for many of your generations, what we call seasons. Only in recent times has it been shaped to resemble one of your mortal cities. The Summer Court resides on the highest terrace, far above the rest of us, as it should be. While wise and powerful, he's also brash and narrow. A sliver of light in a world so dark that most of us are blind. His inaction is no match for mortal ambition. It is the source of summer court magic and touches our realm of origin, the land of Ashara. Without its constant flow, our kind would dry up like leaves and vanish.
Ashara, it's spelt differently, but it's pronounced almost the same as Ashara, which is a location in World of Warcraft. Azeroth. Well, that one's spelled A-Z-S-H-A-R-A, though. It's also the name of the High Elf Queen? Queen Ashara? After whom the location is named?
Most mortals know nothing of what lies beyond the veil. The magical realm of Ashara. It is a mystery even to us, as we departed its shores many seasons ago. Of the gardens of Issa? Of the summer court? Why, this crystal war may be the end of all Fae. I know because I am Nomeron, master of the font, the wellspring of all summer court magic. I've seen it flow at its highest, but I've never seen it so dry. Something must be done before all this city withers into nothingness.
I mean, tell me about the font first before I choose one of these, because otherwise it'll close off the conversation.
The font is the source of all summer court magic. It has flowed through this mountainside since our kind sprang up from the dirt. That flow has waned in recent days. It's unnatural, even as the magic in the world grows. The Fae, it seems, will wither. The font's flow is controlled from the Lycian growth down below. We must open the root system and allow more water through. However, the magic that regulates this flow can only be used by some. It's protected by a wall known as the Waterlock. It can only be opened by one who carries drops from each of the 5 sacred pools surrounding Issa. Collect these drops, and you can break the Waterlock.
Cool. I'll do that.
Collect water from each of the 5 sacred pools, and then go to the Lycian Grove. This is where the roots can be opened to regulate the font's flow.
Collecting water for the elves is a very elfy thing to do. It's an very elfy quest. This is probably my experience of beginner missions on Teldrassil in World of Warcraft, speaking here, because you have a quest there to collect water from each of the moon wells around the place. It's actually quite a long mission, quite a long quest, taking you off of Teldrassil and into Kalimdor. But the elves sure do like telling you to go and collect water.
The sacred pools are the collection points for the font's yield. Together, they cradle the gardens of Issa. Keep it safe, powerful and hidden. You will find 2 of the pools below in the gardens themselves. One near the Ballad Sanctuary, and one in the Court of Summer itself.
Got a feeling that when I get down to the...
What is it?
Water locks, there won't actually be any water to release. Oh, that would be stealing. I won't do it then. I can't tell the dignitaries apart from the... I wonder why this is barred off. I can't really tell the dignitaries apart from the citizens, to be honest.
I am the great huntress Hartwan, and you are not allowed on the trellis. What brings you here, beautiful?
She's the one that the previous guy we talked to wants to see walk in front of him.
How quaint. Well, I am the most respected and most deserved to lead. Besides, I detest that harlot, Warlord Winry. So it is only right I meet the High King before her.
Tell me how you really feel.
Not only must I be in front of Warlord Winry, but I must also lead Lord Setter, the old lecher. Serves him right for all his past leering.
I don't think that's going to stop him leering, you know.
Make sure I am ahead of my rival, Lady Winry. That will make me happy. The pleasure was all mine, child of the dust. Goodbye.
Lord Setter, that's the one. Setter wants to watch her ass wobble in front of him.
Are you finished?
Well, maybe not wobble. I don't know. I don't know how firm she is. It might be sway. Alright. This is one of the pools. Cool.
Greetings.
Salutations. I'm probably not allowed up here. Oh no. I'm allowed up. I'm just probably not allowed in there. I do need some of this water though. Nice. It'd be amazing to watch this place start to glow as night falls from like somewhere overhead, possibly, or at least somewhere you could get a good vantage over the city. Dignitary, collect water. Dignitary, collect water. Okay, let's go here first and work our way around.
Hey.
Oh, a law stone. I somehow managed to not notice before.
Pauline will not recognize this. She disapproves of time. She does embody nature's tooth. A sharp and silent, simple truth. And yet Oline will always shine among the ballad's lore. For humble though her carriage be, a greater knight we'll never see.
Those Fae are just sitting in the water. I mean, as plant people, I don't imagine it's nearly as uncomfortable for as it is for humans. In fact, it may not be. It might be quite comfortable for them, I guess, but still weird to see. Ooh, gosh, have some of that.
Another steward? When did the gardens of Issa become such a teeming pot of nonsense? What is it?
Really want to go here. So pretty. Yes. Yeah. Very pretty. Do they all have magic or only some of them? I think all Fae have some amount of magic, but some are way stronger than others.
Me? Well, my seniority dictates that I should be leading this procession, but my lame leg prevents me from taking my rightful place.
That's convenient.
I should bring up the rear. I will make it to Tartaryon's throne, even if I have to crawl.
Tell me how you really feel.
Are we through with this interrogation
yet?
yet?
It's a shame. Didn't succeed. Thanks for talking.
Of course.
Failed that one. My persuasion's not high, so I'm not surprised. In fact, I'm surprised, really, that I managed to succeed on the previous ones. Yeah, humans mostly don't have magic. Some elves do, but all Fae do. Yeah. My character is unusual in having access to everything, really, I think. Oh yeah, other way. One of the first things that happens after the game starts and you start running around is... so there's this stuff called Cave Blossom, which looks a lot like underwater anemone. that rises from the floor or the walls in mostly interior areas, and the gnome who is the first person you meet and talk to notes that it only reacts to the presence of magic and asks what you are, because it's unusual in humans. You've got a name.
Do you have business with the Varani? They don't deserve the breath I waste on them. There are powerful warriors in their ranks, but as a group they share no collective spine. They have no reason to fight.
Yeah, it's not clear. I mean, they know that the Tuatha are changing things, and they kind of revile them for it, but they don't actually seem to want to do anything about them, which is rather weird. Alright, let's talk to what's-her-face over here. The Warlord Wenry, accused of being a harlot.
What could you possibly want from me? I am Warlord Wenry, Lady of the Red Sands. I am not to be disturbed. I am not petty, but I have limits, as do we all. I know I should lead the formation because of my position, but other, more tender individuals will insist otherwise. Whatever you do, do not make me walk behind the High Fae Mage Goronet. How shall I put this? He has an odor. My place is prowling the Feylands in search of a worthy challenge. Not here, petitioning fools about issues that do not concern me.
I wonder what, it'd be nice if you could challenge her to a duel, just so that you can present her a worthy challenge, but the game doesn't allow for that, unfortunately.
You fell persons are ignorant, aren't you? The Great Cycle is what gives balance between the eternal conflict of growth and decay. When every Fae passes, he is reborn. As long as the Great Cycle persists, this world we share may continue to refine itself on a path to perfection.
I wouldn't say that I'm ignorant, I'm just trying to find out what your perspective on it is, because even amongst the Fae, you all have different opinions on what the Great Cycle is.
We adore him in every guise. Yet he has a wistfulness that I do not understand. There is no fire in him, only a peaceful pool that goes deeper than any of us realize.
Wrong there. It should be E-R-E, not E-I-R.
There is no more important nature than that which lusts for battle. Creation and destruction are sisters in the Great Cycle, both necessary to maintain the balance. I am the flame that blackens the dirt, the smoke that blocks the sun. My time in the Withering War was my finest hour, but those seasons are long past now. The Summer Court would not stand for the mortal ambitions of Own, King of the Winter Court. So we burned him, as we burn a dying forest in need of mercy.
There's a location somewhere. Own's stand. Yeah. Own was a mortal. But when you're going around Lorca Rain listening to lore stones, it sounds like Own is one of the gods. That's real weird. Inconsistent.
Right.
Or maybe just the fact that he's died is enough for her to accuse him of being mortal.
If you're looking to drown your worries at the bottom of a bottle, this is the place for you. I'm Gurturn Asker, and this is my establishment. But if you're looking for the Victor's Brew, we don't sell that in Asker's Alley, and you'll have to take your business elsewhere. The ambassadors requested that facilities be created where flesh and blood folks could put their feet up. Not that the Fae know what that means. So the Almain approached my family about starting a tavern. The alley does well, but I'm no businessman. I know better than to criticize the Fae. They call us children of dust. We treat them like people, but they're like no people I've ever met. This city has been here for thousands of years. Longer than that, even. It will be here long after we're gone.
I don't know about that, necessarily.
I wouldn't say I ran from the war. I just don't need to know every little thing that's going on. There are other ways to help. Getting folks drunk is one of them. Oh, yes, sorry. The United Merchants Delegation. It's a coalition of traders that have been granted permission to sell their wares in Issa. There's a brewery near Rathir that makes it. Very small, very secretive. But they've found their niche, that's for certain. Cheap and powerful. It's not a drink for the man who appreciates craftsmanship, tradition. It just helps the soldiers forget all they've been through.
Ah, so Victor's Brew is kind of a bitter, sarcastic name? What would be the right word for it? I don't remember. Can't think of the word.
It's the most popular drink in Amalur. At least it is now. My Asker's Ale used to be the preferred beverage, but every day brings more cancelled orders. My brother and I are working on a new drink, but it requires something special. Wait a minute. Maybe you could help. If you do, I could see to it that the merchants in Issa treat you well.
Ironic. I don't think that it's ironic. There's a certain irony in the name, but it's a little... It feels a little mean-spirited, I mean. I was trying to find the right word to represent, like, a mean-spirited epithet.
So here's what we're thinking. Bring back our grandmother's favorite, Asker's Draft. A classic. The recipe calls for bristletongue seeds. And if you're talking rare ingredients, bristletongue tops the list. It's worthless for potions, but tastes fabulous. The problem is that the Fae control the use of bristletongue, as it's a product of the Font's waters. Talk to Jackson, their apothecary. He can probably get it for us. It's been in our family for 4 generations, since the days of Almir the Bold. Our grandmother entrusted us with the formula, and we made a fortune from it. But I'm afraid we've been replaced by a new drink.
I guess people were wicked drunk.
King Almir? Almir the Bold? The founder of our people's nation? I'm sure you've heard of him before. We're named after him.
I don't think the Almain is quite the same as being named after Almir. I guess maybe. The two words don't line up that well for the Almain to be named after Almir. I mean...
He spends his time in the Lyceum Grove and the Understyle section of town. He's an odd duck, always crafting new tonics. Some advice? Don't drink any.
I mean, I would have thought Almiri would be a better name for people who are descendant of Almir.
Good luck.
Anyway.
Hey.
Exit. There we go. Oops. Oh yeah, I can return to the squire. And then I can go down to the waterlock stuff. He's talking about the Almain as a whole, but maybe this is a shortening of Almerian. Even that doesn't feel like it. Linguistically.
So, you're done. A right group of snakes, eh? So, any insight into how I should present them so as not to tug their writhing tails? It's good that someone does. Go on. Let's line up these backstabbing serpents.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Setter.
All right. Next.
Wenry.
Of course. And then?
Mage Coronet.
Yes, yes. Sorry, friend. It looks like you failed. I don't think they'd be too pleased with that order.
Really?
Goodbye.
I think that they would. I think that's the only order that makes sense. Mage Coronet said that he'd go last. No, that's not it. Quest failed. Unable to figure out in which order the 4 visiting dignitaries must meet the High King Titarian. Hated that quest. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Huntress first. Setter, who wants to watch her walk, next. Wenry third, because she doesn't care as long as she's not walking behind the mage guy. And mage guy last because he said that he would he thought he should be first, except he's got a bum leg which makes him limp, so he's too slow. Like, that's the only order that makes sense, right? I feel like I'm going crazy. And the Huntress and the Warlord should not be following one another directly, because otherwise they'll get into a fight because they hate one another. Oops.
What is it? This is a place of great importance. Please refrain from touching anything.
Afraid I can't promise that, because I do need to touch things so that I can get the flow going again.
2 pinches or 4? Yes? Oh, a mortal in the understyle. This is indeed a treat. Come closer. I seldom see one of your kind so far from Felltown.
On the wiki, the correct order is Hartwin, Wenry, Setter, Coronet. But that doesn't make any fucking sense, because Hartwin and Wenry hate one another, and have the others say that they would get into fights if they were directly after one another. Why would the quests mislead me if the correct order, according, like if the dialogue says they shouldn't be back to back, why is the correct order that they be back to back? Like, that's bullshit.
I enjoy the mortal world immensely. It adds such texture and colour to our experience. Now and then you might find me in your dustling district, taking in the bustle. I am the steward of tinctures and elixirs. A meaningless title, one I gave myself, actually. But my work is vital, as is my role, to test the font's magic. This is where we watch over the font, the source of magic in the gardens of Issa. It is a fountainhead that is nourished for as long as this world has been. The font's flow can be measured, directed, and even regulated, depending on the needs of our people. Font Master Nomoran attends to these duties.
Don't remember all the dialogue, but I think the answer is rooted in what Hartwin and Wenry want. Okay. Wenry did say that she didn't want to be after Goronet because of his smell, but did she mean she doesn't want to be anywhere near him so that she can't smell, like either before or after?
He has the role of monitoring the font's flow throughout the city and the Feylands. His telling is not to be envied, as it is one of our most important.
I still say that doesn't make enough sense.
Font Master Nomeron insists that everything flows as it should, yet I have seen his worry, and I feel the magic weakening. Strange forces are at work.
Hartwin feels that not being first is an insult, and that she doesn't want Seta to be directly behind her. Short version, everything Seta tells you is wrong. Oh. No, Hartwin said that Seta should be behind her. He shouldn't get to be in front of her because she's trying to punish him for his lechery and his wandering gaze.
It may be difficult to believe, but the city was once inhabited only by Fae. The understyle consisted of everything growing beneath the font. Now this important section of the Isa is but a dark corner, all but forgotten. Bristletongue, my moy, that would be something. A mockingbird with the font's only yield. Of course I will tell you where it is. What would be the fun in refusing? But before I do that, you need to offer me something. Isn't that how you mortals act? One deed for another? As steward of tinctures and elixirs, I often dabble in alchemy, especially with the water from the font. And I need you to drink this potion.
The wiki says, the great huntress Hartwin being headstrong and offensive, she states that she should rightfully take her place ahead of the procession, especially her rival, Lady Wenry. Through persuasion, she can also tell you that she would like the Viscount to not be behind her due to him leering at her in the past. Wenry was the one who didn't want to be behind Goronet. I'm sure that Hartwin said that Seta shouldn't be before her because going behind her was a lesser honour, and she was wanting him to be in a lesser position because of his lecherous leering.
Good. I will know what this does to the mortal constitution. Go on, big gulps now. None of that sipping. If you ever wish to learn, come visit.
I wonder what on earth's happened to me. As the darkness fades from your vision, you recall Jackson's last words. He mentioned something about the bristletongue growing in a garden high on the font. Unfortunately, your memory of his instructions blur as your head begins to pound. I wonder if I've got any effects. No. Oh, well. I do have this collapsed. No. Okay. Oh, if persuaded, he'll warn you to keep Hartwin and Goronet far away from each other. Oh, okay. Hartwin... I know that Seta said that two people should be kept apart, but I thought that it was Hartwin and Wenry, because they'd be at one another's throats because they hate one another. Seta is the only one willing to be next to Goronet. Okay. Oh, thank you for helping me puzzle this out. Probably can't repeat the mission, unfortunately. Let's go back to do that and turn the tap on.
I am at your service.
Oink. Oh, no reagents found. That's a shame. It's like a big steering wheel, isn't it? That's got it flowing, hasn't it? Oh, that would be stealing. Can't open that. I wonder if this is... No. I'm surprised there's not an alchemy bench back here. I mean, sure, there's bottles that are fizzing, but I'm surprised that there isn't an actual alchemy bench back there.
If it isn't the mockingbird, come in, come in. It's always good to hear a fancy chirp.
On the wiki it says to save right before you were ready to turn it in. Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea, but I was confident that I knew the right order.
The bristle tongue is outside the court of summer. Goodbye.
Thanks. Yeah, a bit late now.
Yes, mortal?
I don't know where the last save would have been, and I've done a bunch of stuff since then. Oh well. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not that asked about it, to be honest. Anyway, oops. We're at the end of the stream, I think, now. For this week. I'll be back again on Monday. It was a minor side quest that has no reward but gold. Yeah. Does it not have any experience reward? Well, regardless, yeah, I'm not that bothered about it. I don't think that it has any effect on the rest of the game at all. I can't imagine that it does. And you have told me, and I have said out loud, what the correct order is. That being Hartwin, Wenri, Seta, and Goronet. Not the order that I tried. So anyone watching this will know, or I mean, who hasn't already checked on the wiki for the correct order, will know now what the correct order is. Anyway, that's it for today. Oh, let's save. I'll be back again on Monday, 8 PM GMT. Well, roughly 8 PM. I'm not going to make any promises about being precisely on time. Until then, I hope you have... Until I see you again, whether that's on Monday or not, I hope you have a nice time. And goodbye.